DeepSeek have just released DeepSpec, which can accelerate a heavy model like Q1 using a tiny draft model. And using this, I'm going to be building my own visual analyzer, which can explain how speculative decoding actually works. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Build with AI series, where I cover local and free AI tools to build practical AI projects. And today I'm going to be covering this DeepSpec tool, which completely changes how we run massive open source models on consumer hardware. Traditionally, large language models used to predict one single token at a time, which was safe, but graphic card had to load all of the massive memory just to predict a single token. But DeepSpec is a completely new framework which is built by DeepSeek to completely fix this bottleneck. It uses something called speculative decoding, which means it can use a senior mentor and a new intern at the same time. And instead of the mentor model guessing every word slowly, it uses a tiny, ultra-fast drafter model to predict the next sequence of tokens. And once the tiny intern model guesses the next chunk of words, the massive mentor model looks at the whole chunk at once. And because the chunking work that is done by these draft models is computationally quite cheaper, the large model can verify and predict the next token really fast. And DeepSeek haven't just given one single way to do this. They have released 3 different draft models, which is DSpark, DFlash, and Eagle 3. Until now, most of the people used to use the DFlash and the Eagle 3 models. While Eagle 3 is accurate and guesses words sequentially, it hits the hard speed limit, while DFlash guesses a whole block of words at once, which is incredibly fast but also loses accuracy at the end of the sentence. But the DSpark model, which is recently given by DeepSeek, combine the best of both of these worlds, meaning it can generate text incredibly fast like DFlash but maintains the high accuracy of Eagle 3. It is able to do so because it uses a heavy parallel head which can generate candidate tokens simultaneously. And then it uses a lightweight sequential markup model which uses all of these candidate tokens, runs over that entire block, and then predict the next token. This is the same way Eagle 3 handles a sequential accuracy, but it is also incredibly fast unlike the Eagle 3 model because it uses the same technique which is used by DFlash to look at entire block of sequence at once. And it also gives a confidence score to all of those candidate tokens to predict the probability that each of those tokens will be accepted. And it also uses a prefix scheduler which can dynamically adjust the verification length per request, which means if the model is unsure that the given text will be accepted or not, it will send a shorter piece of text, but if it is sure that whole block will be accepted, it will send a longer length. And to actually use this framework, DeepSeek have given a 3-stage pipeline. First, you should prepare the data which can download all the prompts and target answers for those prompts so the model can generate the target cache. Then there will be the training step where you will train the draft model against the cache target outputs that is generated in the first step. Finally, you will evaluate all the target responses that is given by the model and also measure the acceptance rates given by this speculative decoding pipeline on the benchmark tasks. But today for my project, I'm going to be downloading the already given drafter models by DeepSeek family. Particularly, I'm going to be using the Q134B model. But you can go to the Hugging Face space and the DeepSeek DSpark library, and you will find all the grafter models for Q13, Gemma 4, and there are multiple variants like 14 billion, 12 billion, 4 billion, or 8 billion. And once I download the draft model, I'm also going to be downloading the base model so I can combine both of them and fasten up my prediction time. I'm going to be using Google Antigravity as my project environment. If you don't have it installed, just go to antigravity.google/download and download the installer according to your platform. Then for registering these Hugging Face models, I'm going to be using Ollama. Again, if you don't have it installed, just go to ollama.com/download and download the software. Once you have both of these installed, you can go to the Antigravity, go to the file menu, and open any folder in your system as the current project directory. Then I've built this readme file and the code files, which I'll be putting in the GitHub link in description and pinned comments, so you can directly copy all of these and get the project running. The technical stack I'm going to be using is Streamlit for building my final dashboard, and the local LLMs will be run using the Ollama software, and the particular draft model I'm going to be using is the DeepSpark Q134B, which will combine with the Q134B base model. I'm going to be installing all the required libraries by just copying these commands, open the terminal by expanding this below pan and pasting them here. Streamlit will be used to project the final dashboard, the request library will be used to send all the requests to the Ollama models, and pandas will be used to do all the data pre-processing. Then to install the Q13 model, we are just going to use Ollama pull Q134B, which will use the Ollama software to download this Q13 locally on your system. You can use it as a chatbot or you can directly integrate in your Python project. So I'll just copy this query, Again, open a new terminal and paste it here to download the model. Now the model is downloaded. I can also verify it by typing Ollama list, and I will see the newly downloaded model on top of this list. Now this app.py file will have the final dashboard code. So first I'm going to be defining my Ollama URL where I'll be sending all the local requests or all the AI models. Then I'll be opening the config.json file which I have downloaded from the Hugging Face page of Q134B. Here you will see both of these files like config.json and model.safetensors. Just keep in mind that this is 2.8 GB big, so you need to ensure that you have that much memory in your system. So you just need to open this config.json file which we have downloaded here. Just will represent what are the Spock models that will be used for the Q13 family, and then I will be using this and combine it with the model.safetensors and write all the parameters that I'm loading from these models using the st.sidebar in the dashboard. Then I'm going to be using my target model as Q134B, and the prompt I will be giving is that I should write a Python function to compute the nth Fibonacci number efficiently with memorization. So this is a typical DSA problem, and I want the model to solve this. And by combining it with the drafter model, I want to see how faster that response generation is. Then I'm going to be building this generate function, which will take the input prompt that is given from the user. It will select the target model that we have defined above. What is the prompt given by the user? The streaming I am disabling because I don't want the live generation. I just want the final output and the generation time. Then I'm going to be giving a system prompt that do not use any thinking process. Just provide the direct answer. Just we are disabling this thinking process because if it uses the thinking, it will take more time to generate the final response. And I'm going to be keeping the options of temperature as 0.2, which is close to 0 because I want direct responses. And I'm going to be predicting max token prediction is kept as 100 because I just want a simple function generated. Then I'm using the request library and the Ollama URL that I have defined to generate the final response. And once the response is given, I'll convert it to the JSON file. Then I'm going to be launching the process using this button which will execute the speculative degeneration. I'll check the token generation speed from the target model, and then what is the token generation speed with the speculative decoding enabled. Then using both of these, I'm going to check the speed up, and using the streamlit.columns, I'm going to be generating two columns where I'll be displaying the target text that is generated by the target model and the text that is generated by the speculative decoding. And I'm going to be displaying the overall metrics, that this is the acceptance rate that is given by the drafter and the base models, and this is the target forward process where this was the steps taken, this was the target tokens generated, and then how much of the time we saved using this entire process. Finally, there will be a table where you will have the standard and the speculative decoding metrics compared, and a simple bar chart using that table as well. Now to launch the dashboard, you just need to type a simple query which is streamlit run app.py. This will use the streamlit library in Python, use the run command on the app.py file. So I'll just copy this, open the terminal again, open a new terminal using this plus icon and paste this query here. Now my dashboard has launched with the same title that I defined. I can give any prompt here that I want. Let's say for example, I've given this write a Python function to compute the nth Fibonacci number, and then I can execute the speculative generation using this button. For the architecture, it is using the Q13 DSpark model, which is the DSpark model which is released by DeepSeek family. The target layers of that neural networks are kept as default, and also the block size that it will look at once is kept as 3, which is again default given by the DeepSeek family. So it will look at 3 blocks at once which are given by the drafter model to predict the next token that is given by the base model. So here I forgot to mention that I have also added this output.md file generation report, which will take all the outputs that is given by the target model, the draft model, what are the token generation speeds from both, how much for target forward pass that we are able to achieve, what is the acceptance rate of the draft model, what is the text that is given by the standard pipeline, and what is the text given by the speculative decoding pipeline. So now with this enabled, we will see that the response is also given in this dashboard, but it is also given as the output.md file report. In this report, I will see that the target model I was using was this. This was a speculative decoding done. This was the base model used in speculative decoding. This was the draft model added. This was the token generation speed from both of these methods and how much acceleration we were able to achieve. So we are seeing here that there was a 1.8x speed up using this draft and the base model combination method, and also the number of forward passes that were done on both of these methods in the neural network also has a 47% reduction. But the total generated tokens are still the same in both the pipelines, and the draft acceptance rate is 71% in the base and draft model combined. So we can see that this acceptance rate is really high when we had combined the DFlash model with the base model. Then it has also given the code that is generated for the Fibonacci sequence, then also some explanations of how the speculative decoding completion works. So it has given the full summary of what are the accepted tokens from the draft model, and finally it has also given the verification log that this was the draft look ahead site, that it had looked 3 blocks at a time, this was the total iteration cycles, this was the average tokens that were generated in each cycle. So it has given the full formatted report from both of the pipelines, and we are seeing that we are achieving up to 2x speed up from the same decoding pipeline. This was just a simple task to generate a simple Python function, but if you are looking to solve complex problems, achieving the same 2x speed generation, then you can go for the higher generation models as well, like Q1 314B or Gemma 412B. I've also written in README file all the different use cases where you can use similar pipeline and all the features that you can add on top of this project. All the README files and the CodeMe file will be available in the GitHub link in description and pinned comments, so you can directly copy them and get fast started with this whole pipeline. Let me know in comments if you have some suggestions for me to build more local AI projects, and follow the channel for more such AI builds, updates, and workflows.